What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka the Crazy Uncle. Hey, listen, if this is your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Every time I post some new content. Uh, mm. For those of y'all that don't know, Hulk Hogan is no longer with us. Right now, um, growing up in the '80s, right? Hulk Hogan was the man. We all know what happened. I want to say January 24th, 1984 is when the whole Hulkamania craze, happened, right? And uh my question is, who didn't want who didn't want the 24-inch pythons, as he called them? Now, if you look at me, I'm sitting at right at 17 or a little under 17. So uh, just know that shit, a big influence on a lot of people that actually used to watch wrestling back in the day. Um, when wrestling was wrestling, unlike this shit that's going on now. Um, regardless of what people may say, it's always gonna be haters. It's always gonna be haters, right? But regardless of how some people may feel about this man, you can't deny what he did as far as like the business of wrestling or entertainment or whatever the hell it is that you actually really want to call it. I've actually really been watching videos uh, for the past couple of hours, and a lot of some of the wrestling greats, like Ric Flair, The Undertaker, The Rock, John Cena, Triple H. They already then actually really said what they had to say about the passing of Hulk Hogan, right? And especially like I actually really watched that some of the clip of what Ric Flair did, or what he said rather, right? And it acts like, when you're in the business or in an organization, you know, you pick up friends along the way, right? And then you become close with those friends while you're in the organization and even after you have retired from the organization, right? Um, Hell, Ric Flair was in tears, damn near, if he wasn't in tears. And so, not that I'm actually really trying to take anything from Hulk Hogan, but it acts like made me think about the people that I've lost, or the people that have served for me, that have served with me. Uh, the latest and greatest, Zachary Lee Cowan, right? And then um, George Miles, Matthew Crooks, um, Sergeant Poor. I can't remember. I can't remember. Patrick Poor. Um, just to name a few. You know, these are people that I served with. That they meant actually, and they meant a lot to me. So, regardless of organization, regardless of whatever that you did, if you've been with put like this, if you've been with an individual or individuals for a while, right? And then for whatever reason, Yahweh or who y'all call God or whatever, when it's time to come in the house, when Yahweh say, hey, look, it's time to come in the house, ain't no negotiation. Bring your ass in the house, right? And so, and just like with everybody else, it's not that they're actually really dead. They're in the house, right? And they looking outside the window, right? Or windows, or wherever part of the house of Yahweh that they're in, right? They're looking outside and they watching us. And just know that before too long, all of us, the old school people, right? Eventually all of us will be in the house. But I just gotta tell you this, right? When my time comes to go in the house, I'm not gonna look outside the window because I really don't like what I'm fucking seeing that's out here now. So no, I'm not gonna look outside the window, right? But um, my condolences goes to the family and to everybody that has actually really worked with this man, right? I I can only imagine how y'all feel right now. You know, well, actually, I know how y'all feel right now because I just lost one of my soldiers this past Sunday. So I know what y'all feeling right now. Then like I said, shout out to the family, shout out to all of his friends that actually really work with this guy, right? But just know this. He ain't suffering no more, you know, in a better place. And so, but life moves on. So take time to grieve. Take time to grieve, right? But don't linger on that shit too long, right? Because your ass may be out of there quicker than what you think because you didn't linger on this. You have lingered on this just a little bit too long than what the hell you should, you know. And just like I said, right? Who didn't want to try to get the 24-inch pythons, right? Me as a little kid and a lot of my friends, you know, this is what the fuck we did, right? We got where that we would uh, take pieces of cardboard and make them out of championship belts, right? I remember uh, the house, you know, my house on Maple Street before it burned down, right? And it was a huge ass tree. And then my stepdad had it like cut down, right? And there, so it was nothing left but the stump. But it was high enough, right? Where that we actually like really got some old mattresses or whatever, and we made our own little wrestling ring. And just know that that tree stump that sat in my backyard, right? That was the top rope. And then a lot, and then we be in the ring and we be trying to do what the fuck we see on TV and whatever. And then we slam whoever the fuck we was trying to slam at the one time, and then we do like this, right? And and then that was like, oh, we going on the top rope, and then just know that the top rope was that damn tree stump, right? And so we jump off, right, the tree stump, and then we land on who the fuck we were gonna land on, right? And then we pin them, and then there was a 1, 2, 3, and then uh we took the championship belt, and then actually I remember wearing it. I really wearing the championship belt I mean, great the fact it was made out of cardboard, but I really remember wearing that shit to school, right? You know, because we was that tough into the business. Uh, but just know that, you know, he's up there with some of the greats: Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage, the Ultimate Warrior, Junkyard Dog, right? Which was another favorite of mine, right? But listen, he will be missed. You know, the yellow and the red will live forever. Hollywood, Hogan, NWA, when he did the black and the, you know, y'all know the colors of the NWO, right? I'm not gonna sit up here and actually really try to break this shit down for y'all, right? But I mean, great the fact, yes, it's all television, yes, it's all entertainment, but it's just for the simple fact, if you was around when this guy was at the highlight of his career, you can't sit up here and say that you wasn't inspired, influenced, or whatever the hell it is that you actually really want to call it. You cannot say that this man didn't have an impact on your life. You really can't. Uh, Another time, I would actually really shut it down with my usual saying, but I'm not going to do that this time because I just feel like that it's not appropriate. But I will say this to the family of Hulk Hogan, just know that your guy made an impact on everybody. Rest easy, my friend, and we'll see you on the other side. Till next time.